Up next on Awesome Toy Reviews, we visit a model train collection. Awesome Toy Reviews. My friend Bruce has been into trains and model trains for more than 70 years. Let's take a look at his collection.
Watch your head. Phase 2 along this side stayed as it is, and Phase 3 is under construction. And there's a river in there. So the train comes in on that low track back there, along here, and it's climbing up. Notice this is higher than that. So it's already climbed up to here, and this track is level because the trains stop at the station. Now once it leaves the station, it goes under the bridge, the trestle, the timber trestle, and it circles and climbs along the side of the river. This is quite a hobby that I've got. I mean, it goes back to when I was a teenager. Actually, I had some toy trains on the carpet when I was 4 years old. I'm turning 79 in a couple of weeks. I've been in this hobby since I was a teenager. My dad said, we're fixing up our bedroom, so there was a lot of hammering and sawing in their bedroom. They said, don't go in there, we want to surprise you when we have the room all fixed up. So Christmas morning, they were standing outside the room, the door was closed, and they said, you want to go in the room? Well, no way. I wanted to go down the Christmas tree. Santa was going to leave trains, or they were going to leave trains for me. I knew I was going to get my first train for Christmas, Lionel trains. No, I didn't want to go in their bedroom. I went downstairs, and there was nothing at the Christmas tree that I was expecting. I could tell there were no trains there. So Dad said, with a sheepish look on his face, you want to go upstairs? He didn't even finish that statement. I hopped up those stairs so fast, and I opened their bedroom door, and there was this figure-8 track on a table, 4x8, with strong legs in each corner holding up the table. And their bed, they moved to a small room upstairs. It was a sewing room.
They gave up their complete bedroom for you?
Yeah, their bedroom became my train room. And so when spring came, they wanted to do something about getting their bedroom back. And they said, we're going to build you a train room in the basement by the furnace. It'll have a floor, so it's off the concrete, which was 8 or 9 feet wide and 12 feet long. And they were anxious to get that room built because they wanted their bedroom back. Eventually, I was going through a hole in the wall and going down behind the furnace, the tracks, outside this train room, and down at Mom's wash tubs, it turned around and came back into the room again. I think my parents were very patient. I mean, I didn't say, can I do this? Then I moved to Scarborough, my first house when I was married, and the trains were running around the recreation room. I moved out here in my retirement, and I found the perfect house. It had a basement. It's not high ceiling. They showed me houses, and this was the only one with a reasonable basement. It was perfect. I can learn how to not hit my head. And I built a layout along here, phase 1. And then I did phase 2 back there. And then I took phase 1 out just before Christmas. And this is phase 3. Phase 2 is good. Phase 3 is against the wall. It gives more floor space for people walking around. This is the best layout I've had so far. So I put the track on the floor, and I built the table, and then I put the track on top of the table. And I built the supports for the track. And the styrofoam is my kind of scenery. And the more it's broken up, the better it is. The trees are clippings from the end of artificial Christmas trees. It works. What you see here is one Christmas tree. To finish the layout around the corner, I'd like to have 5 more Christmas trees. There's Classic Toy Trains, it's a magazine. I had a photographer come And his pictures are in this magazine. I wrote the article and I called it For the Love of Trains. What you see on the next 2 pages is the track layout. I did this just before Christmas. In November, I tore it down. By December, I had everything organized in piles. And in January, I built this up. And now, look at the floor space I've got. It's awesome. But you know, it takes effort and I get tired, so it's a hobby. You don't need to rush it. This is the layout that's on that far side.
You had a Lionel train set first. You developed a love for streetcars in Toronto, and then you've been on many train trips across the country and around the world. Did that love for real trains come from the model trains, or was there always a love of trains first that continued with your train set?
That's a good question. I believe in the possibility that my ancestors passed on something that makes me interested in trains. The first railways in the world were just down the road from my ancestors. And when they saw these trains running all by themselves, they thought, you can't go faster than a horse. This is ridiculous. The first train had 30 cars, each car looking like a stagecoach. You can sit inside or sit on top of the roof or on the ends. You know, a stagecoach, you can almost picture that. I believe that my ancestors found this an awesome experience. Somehow I have picked up that from them. I wanted to be a diesel engineer. And in grade 8, I was asked by the principal at Eglinton Public School, have you decided what you'd like to do in your life? I said, I'd like to be a diesel engineer. And I went down to Union Station to apply for a job. And they said, let's do color tests. And I did them all wrong. I couldn't see colors properly. I have a red and green deficiency. What was I thinking? Growing up to be an engineer on the railways, and I can't read signals? The railway put me in my place.
Do you have an idea what you think the total value of your setup and all the trains that you have?
Expensive hobby, very much so. I mean, you take each one of these cars, you're lucky if you get it second-hand for $30 now. I think it's $40. New cars are $70 or $80. That car there, the CP car, it is so awesome, the colors on it and that. I remember that color on trains going by in Leaside, but it was $75. But I had to have it. A locomotive like this one can be minimum $350. I think they're now they're almost $450. That train over there, that locomotive, is easily $500 plus. The diesel back there is a 3-unit diesel. Call it A, B, A units. The A units at each end are the cab, but the diesel in between doesn't have a cab. The model cost me $1,500.
Tell me about your grandkids and their experience here with your models.
Right from an early age, they know how to run these trains. In other words, they don't run them like toy trains. They don't race them around the track. They do exactly what their papa does. Make it look realistic. Just have the train move nice and easy. These are the latest trains in this because they're electronic. There used to be a time when the trains needed block control, which means I had to separate tracks into sections, and I had a panel with toggle switches. So those were the days when there was a lot of wiring to do. Nowadays they have trains that run on the same track. All the trains run on the same track. And it means that it's electronic. It's like a computer file. It won't move until you address it like you address a computer file. I have a hand control. It's wireless. I just bring up on the little screen the name of a train. So when I bring up this train, that train is not going to listen to me. And so I'm addressing this train and I'm telling it to move forward to the next station. And while it's moving forward, I may have a chance to move that train around the hill and up the track a bit. That's my choice. So you can have more than one train running as long as you can keep your head together, because they're waiting for you to give them commands. So it's great to have this new age of electronic trains.
There must be then a little microcontroller chip inside the engine or something.
Exactly. It's like a computer file. That's about the best I can put it. The trains aren't running because I need to wire more track. In the meantime, the trains are just sitting here, and I put them here because I like to see them out. Normally they should be packed away in boxes because I'm busy doing wiring. But it's nice to see them out. And once I get all the track wired up, these trains are sitting here ready to go.
I hope you enjoyed Bruce's model train collection. Please like and subscribe to this page to see more awesome toy videos.